Hello there, it's Anonymous Oracle here with a little story time video. I hope you guys are doing well. This is not a collective message. This is just a story time based on a community post I had posted earlier about how you should trust your intuition the first time around. Okay, so today I was minding my own business. Again, if you are looking for a reading, there is not a reading in here other than 4 cards that I will reveal towards the end, okay, concerning this story. So if you're looking for a reading, you can either wait up for one that I'll likely film after this, or you can go look at other posts that I have, okay? This will probably be up for like 24 hours anyway. Anywho, so today I was minding my own business. I went to the beach. I had fun at the gym earlier. And after the gym, I said I wanna go and just get in some sun and have a little swim in the salt water. It's good for you. So I was feeling so empowered at the gym. Like I felt really like in high spirits, and I said to myself, like I was listening to a song. I think it's from the Nephew. Is it Nephew? No, it's not Nephew. The grandson of Bob Marley has a song called I just downloaded it. Praise Jah in the Moonlight. Okay, I love that song. It's a song that's been going around on TikTok. Anyways, so I was listening to the song and I was like, isn't it amazing when you don't fear anything but God? Like you just walk like you're, I just felt so protected. I don't know, sometimes people have that. Sometimes you have like those really good days where you just feel like you're untouchable. And I had that little moment. I was like, I felt so positive, and I said, I'm gonna get my son. I'm gonna really enjoy my time, right? Again, by myself. Sometimes I really enjoy that alone time. So I'm walking to the beach and I was looking for a beach bed. I couldn't find one. Eventually I found one, and there was this girl sat beside one of the empty chairs, and I said, hey, is this one taken? She was like, oh no, go ahead. And this guy, literally as I'm about to put my stuff down, this guy walks up to me. He's like, oh, hey, you're looking for a chair, like da-da-da-da, like very, just like I'm supposed to. I recognize this man. It's not the first time this man comes up to me in this manner. I recognize the last time I seen this man was a year ago, and the last time since then was 7 years back. So mind you, this is someone who walked up to me when I was 21. This person walked up to me, a year ago. And then this person walked up to me today. Okay. Every time this person shows up, my spirit is repelled by this person. Okay. I don't know why. And I wanted to crack down and figure out why, but I figured out why. Okay. Very like, hey, so you're looking for a chair? I said, yeah, I found a chair. Just immediately, like, I'm the nicest person. But with this person, I did not want to be nice. I did not want to be nice. And I was like, yeah, I found my chair. Like, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, we're like, I can find, so yeah, you can find your chair. You can find you a chair. He said, where? I said, well, I don't know. I walked and found mine. How about you go walk and find yours? I said, go walk and find yours. And then the girl looked at me because she thought that he knew me with the way he was interacting with me. And it's like, I know of him, but I don't know him like that, right? But she looked like, oh crap, like this guy is bad news. In other words, I look at her straight in her face, and she got the vibe that I felt threatened after I told him, go and mind your business. This man parks his behind right behind the chair. I didn't even know that chair was free. I don't even know when it got free. But if this is my little beach bed, this person parked themselves like a little bit behind mine's. It's like there's a little bit of walking distance, and it's like here. This is where this person parked themselves on that beach bed. And I already felt uncomfortable by then because I'm like, great. Like, like, why are you hoovering? Like, you could have gone anywhere else. And I just didn't want this person to kind of ruin my little afternoon, right? So I'm just minding my business. I put down my towel. I put a little bit of sunscreen on my shoulders. I'm trying to get comfortable, right? And then, this girl beside me, she's like, hey, I'm gonna go after a while. She says, or wait, this is what happened first. So I ordered a drink, right? And this woman was like, the waiter was like, oh, okay. By the way, the gentleman behind you wants to pay for your drink. I look at her. I said, girl code. I'm paying for my drink. And she looked at me and I looked at her with these big old bug eyes like, sis, you better not make him pay for my drink. She's like, oh, okay. So I gave her my card. I was like, I'm paying for my drink. And at that point, like, she got the message. And I'm minding my business, thinking that, like, that, like, I'm not gonna make you pay for my drink, the hell. And this girl beside me, she walks up, she's like, hey, I'm gonna go over there to get like some lunch. Do you mind watching my bags? I said, I don't mind, don't worry. Everything in me told me that the minute that girl walked away, that man would come and sit right there or like try and interact with me the minute she left. As predicted, she left. And that was his way in, right? So he thought. He comes up to me and he's like, hey, what's up? So I look at him and I'm just like thinking, what do you want? And then he's like, why you always got to be so mad and mean with me? I said, what are you talking about? At this point, I was very calm and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. So I'm mean because I don't want you to pay for my drink. I'm rude because I'm not accepting conversation with you. He's like, well, I don't know about that, but it's like every time we ever interact or I see you and I'm trying to like make conversation, you try to push me away. I said, well, maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe I'm just not interested. Y'all, this man then parks his behind on the chair beside me. I don't even know when that chair became free, but he just decided to sit right there. And by then I was just like staring straight into the sun, basically anywhere else but acknowledge him. And this man starts trying to make conversation with me. I'm like, very dismissive, right? And he was like, yeah, well, you're not like other people. You look like somebody I can genuinely learn something from. I said, okay, well, I don't know what to do with that information. Like, and I was being very rude, dismissive, and short with this person. I told him too, I said, you don't know a thing about boundaries because I clearly didn't want to talk to you the first time. Then you insist on getting me a drink. I rejected that too. And now you insist on invading my space the minute that girl walks up. Y'all, I was calling this man out on every single thing. And it's like he just wanted a reason to start talking to me. And I don't know what it is, but like even the years prior, this person had a very weird air about him. I don't know how to explain it. But the year prior, you know, he said yes. Like I remember even last time I exchanged numbers. I gave my number to your mom. You never contacted me. I said, yeah, well, what makes you think if I tell you, if I'm right in front of you and I don't want to give you my number, but I tell you to give your number to my mom, what makes you think I'm interested in it? Like, let's be real. He's like, yeah, well, I said, I was just trying not to be rude, but I was really not going to contact you. I said, if you think I wanted to talk to you, you didn't think I would just take your number? Why would I tell you to give your number to my mom? It's like, I don't know, y'all, but I was really, really rude because everything in my spirit wanted this man to leave me alone and leave, but he didn't. And I felt unsafe because if I get up and go into the water the way I wanted to, my belongings would be near this man because I knew he wasn't going to leave me alone. There's something he wanted from me and I didn't know what it was, right? But it's like I figured it out because as soon as he got up and left. And this man started talking about all kinds of things to kind of like get a leeway, to get my guards to lower. He said, yeah, there's always a stiff wall. Yeah, you're always very smart. I said, yeah. And he said, yeah, where do your smarts come from? Blah, blah, blah. What kind of books do you read? I said, well, books is God. Okay. It's all God, boo-boo. It's like, you know, sometimes when you go through things in life and, you know, push comes to shove, that's who I thank for that. But it's like, again, I didn't want to have this conversation. Like every time it's like I'm having this outer body experience of like, look, this person is getting what they want in getting this conversation anyway. Right? So at that point, I just started becoming very short and just dismissive. And I also didn't feel good about going to my car because, like, what if he jumps me in the parking lot? You know, again, like, my brain is like calculating all kinds of risk. So I just patiently waited for the girl to come back, but he wouldn't leave. And he started talking about all kinds of stuff. And where he really turned me off, he said something about, yeah, like, every time I see you, you remind me of somebody who, you know, I want to have. I always said, you ideally would be the mother of my kids. I said, excuse you, come again. I said, is that supposed to flatter me? Yeah, I was sarcastic. I was rude. I said, and I don't want that. So what? So then what? I said, what? If you could have kidnapped me to enforce that, you would. He said, well, yeah, in a world where that was allowed, yes. I look at him and I said, yeah, well, you just showed your ass. I said, you hear yourself? Do you hear how deranged you sound for saying that in a world where you were allowed to kidnap me, make me the mother to your kids, you would? Everything that came out of this person's mouth just upset me more and more. You know, and he started talking about business and how something went wrong in one deal he made and he got scammed for so much money. I said, have you ever scammed somebody? Y'all, the lengthiest pause this man made. I said, have you ever scammed somebody? Because sometimes things happen to us, and when we really backtrack why it happened to us, is there something that maybe you did wrong and this is how karmic balance is restored? Like, I just was basically calling him out. But long story short, right, this man, he was asking me what I was doing since 2016, which was when I actually met him, right? And I told him that I was busy with a project, and then here conveniently, oh, I'm meeting a woman who will be da-da-da-da for that project, and you should really get to know her. Like, you know, I don't mean to be like offensive to you, but you know, we could just be friends. Like, he doesn't want to make me feel any type of way. And I tell him, I said, in my head, right, in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm this defensive, I'm this rude for a reason. It's like, I might not have right, like, he never physically did me anything, but at that moment I just felt, you know, I just couldn't trust him. And so I told him about the project briefly in short detail, and then he's like, yeah, well, I have to go and meet her now, but maybe we can, you know, I can have you meet her in a bit. I can give you a call when she arrives, so that you can meet her. Like, she's so and so, and she knows so and so and so and so. And in my head, I'm like, ideally, it would be nice to meet someone who can help with this project. It's like a social project, right? But then again, in my head, I'm like, but no, because this is how he wants to get my number, right? But anyway, for the conversation's sake and where it was headed, I just said, okay, here, well, you can take my number, right? He basically took my number down, and he did like this, and even my spirit didn't want to shake this man's hand. It's like, you're supposed to cuff a handshake. This was my hand. This was my hand. And he was like, why can't you, like, give me... I don't know. I do not know why everything in my being was just, like, so defensive. I was very rude to this person, too. And then I was like, And he got up, and then he left. And there were little... And yeah, this is also another thing. There were little things in between the conversation where he says, you know what your problem is? Basically calling me out for being so defensive. He's like, yeah, at this point we could have done all kinds of cool things together because I like how you think, I like how you're this, I like what you're busy with, da-da-da. At this point we could have been making so many great things together and doing all kinds of stuff together. But look, you're this and that. I said, I have a problem? So because I'm not graveling to work with you and to do business with you and to God knows what else you got cooking up in that brain, I have a problem? I said, sir, respectfully, I didn't ask for you to come over here. I didn't ask for you to... Yeah, I was like... And then there were times where while he was talking to me, you know, when someone is trying to converse with you and they poke you, it's kind of like an attention thing. It's like they poke, like I'm sitting like this and they're like, yeah, and you know what your problem is? And every time, even if it's like a brief, I didn't want him to touch me. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why are you touching me? It's like, what? Who consented you to touch me? All of my spirit was just so repelled. And angry and agitated. And I said to him, I said, so I have a problem because I don't want to work with you. I said, you know what? You have to learn to deal with rejection in life. I said, I'm not obligated to do jack with you. I said, who are you? And this guy is like, he's big, y'all. He work out, he big, right? And I was like, I said, I don't know who the heck you think you are. Like, not to shoot you down your high horse, but you know, he's like, yeah, that's your problem. He said, that's your problem. You want to talk about God? Rah, rah, rah. He's like, yeah, and that's your problem because certain good things could come from certain things, but you're too busy pushing it away. In my head, I was like, why is he using God to throw me off of the boundaries my intuition knows I need to establish, right? It's like this man was just trying to like penetrate. He would not leave me alone. He would not until he got what he wanted, which from the handshake he got and the exchange of numbers, this guy was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna give you a call when I see her. I'm gonna give you a call. He gets up, he leaves. By now the girl came back, right? Not even 3-4 seconds. I turn around, I don't see the man. From where I was sat, you could have seen him walk away this way or that way. It's either that way he would have walked away or this way he would have walked away. From where he pointed, he would have walked away that way. You know, I didn't see him. He vanished in thin air. He vanished, y'all. He vanished. I said, what? And that alone creeped me the heck out. I was like, as soon as he got that hand, and as soon as he got my number, well, one of them, he left. And I didn't see him. I didn't see his back. I didn't see the back of him leave. It just felt like a weird drifting spirit that just pop up and you're interacting with this person. Yeah, anyway, I told the girl, okay, she's like, yeah, he was so weird and persistent. It's like that he kept insisting, and the only time he left was when he got your number. I said, I realized that, yes. And she was like, I bet you anything that there's no one he's meeting. He's probably not meeting anyone. I said, you're probably right. I walked to the beach, got into the water, and just like cleansed my energy. There were a few things he said as well that made me raise an eyebrow. One of which, he said the woman that he was meeting, he helped lift a curse off of her. And I said, oh, so you're spiritual? He said, yes. I said, so where did you learn how to do that? He said, well, I'm South African and my grandmother taught me how to do that. I said, oh, okay. I said, so you pray? He said, yes. I said, who do you pray to? I said, do you pray to, he said, who do you pray to? He said, I pray to God. I said, the one God, the one and only God, or a God? And I said it with such conviction, y'all. I was like, he looked at me, he was like, the God. I said, right, good answer, right. Like, I was literally, and he was like, yeah, you're very intimidating, you kind of scare me. And I was like, good, you should be scared. This man started laughing in my face. Like, it just felt like a trickster spirit just trying to get me to like cave in or like break. And I was just like, this guy is testing my patience. He's testing everything in me. And it's just so just unsettling because, again, I can get up and walk, but I'm by myself. You know, I can go into the water, ignore his behind, swim away, but my belongings I can't take with me into the water, right? In my head, I was like thinking about all kinds of scenarios. I was like, what if I, you know, tell the waitress, you know, to maybe get somebody to leave? I was like, all kinds of stuff I was thinking, right? But he got what he wanted, which was my number. Yeah, what are you going to do with that? When he left, right, I didn't see him anymore. Like, by then I went into the water, I washed off, you know, I said a little prayer, and then I got my stuff. And then I went to the car, I got in the car, I locked it immediately, and then I started driving, and I called my mom, and I told my mom what happened, and she remembered the person. Even mid-texting, she told me as well. She was like, oh, whatever you do, don't turn your back on your bags, because this person could have taken something out of my bag, right? Or put something in it, okay? But even she was like, whatever you do, do not leave your belongings with this person. She said, you can't leave your ish alone with him behind you. Just watch out for him. She was like, oh, I remember the... She called him something I'm not going to say out loud. And then she was like, he recognized you? I said, of course. She's like, just watch him. Don't leave your things alone behind. She said, just leave. He's bad news. My mom felt it too in that interaction last year. But anyways, even while I was talking on my phone on the mom on my way home, I was like, hey, yo, I said, I bet you anything. Like, if I ask, you know, why I was so unsettled, I see the devil card in my mind's eye. Y'all. And I said, you know, I don't want to pry. I don't care to know. I don't want to know anything about this person. I just want to know if my intuition was correct to have such stiff boundaries. Y'all want to know what came out? These two cards spat out. And these two cards spat out. I just shuffled once. 2 cards there, 2 cards flew there, and then I stopped. And these are the first 2 cards. We have the Magician and the Goat Man. I was absolutely right to not feel comfortable in this person's presence. This is an energy that most definitely practices very dark arts. Very dark arts. This person is very skilled at it too. And when I see this energy, this is someone who's looking for the things he describes. The 10 of Cups is all about family, togetherness, emotional fulfillment. This is a drifter. The Page of Swords is like just looking on the prowl, just looking for that. But this is what this person does. This is what this person does. And even I felt I didn't even want to. I just wanted confirmation. I said I don't want anything else other than, am I correct to feel the way I felt? That flew out, right? And I had a feeling. I was like, this is also somebody I shouldn't inquire about, because this is someone who would know that I did, right? And I feel this is someone who is either an agent of one of these. I really felt it. Yeah. So literally, the minute these cards flew out, this person texts me, where are you? Hey, where are you now? And blocked with a quickness. Blocked with a quickness, y'all. Blocked with a quickness. Yeah, moral of the story, trust your intuition the first time. I always got very predatory energy off of this person. Just predator, predator, predator. That's all I get. When I met this person, I was 21, I believe. And I was out. It was like a outdoor beach nightclub. And I was walking with a friend. And this person came up to me and said, hey, I know you from so-and-so and so-and-so. Same way. Very friendly, very casual. This person talks to you like you know them for 20 years. Yeah. Just wilding. It's like the sales pitch comes. Nah, man. Very scary people. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Like, that was the story. It's really, really sad. You know, and I was having such a nice, I was having such a great time. Genuinely was really looking forward to a nice little afternoon by myself. You know, it's not always I do that, but it's like when I do have that little alone time, it's really sweet. And it just got so ruined. And it's like, it's just so funny. The irony is like, I literally said, like, oh yeah, it's so nice. And I just felt this invincible. It's like, I don't fear anything. It's good to not fear anything but God. Like, around. Like, I was like in this little, you know, I was having a little moment, y'all. And then in comes this one. Unbelievable. Just super creepy, just super weird. And he was really like pissing me off. I was like, I was very calm, and then I went from being calm. I was calm for a while. I think this person stuck around for like 40 minutes at least, but it felt like 5 hours. It's like time moved differently with this person in my energy. It was so weird. It was very weird. I felt like I was cooking for hours. I'm like, I said, I told him like 3-4 times, I actually kind of just want to like, you know, I said, I love my company. I love my peace. I love being alone. Like, I'm like, leave me alone. He's like, yeah, I can tell you like your peace. I can tell you like you're this. I'm like, you didn't catch the hint. And so I didn't ask to talk to you. I said, you don't know how to take rejection. I was so sarcastic, so rude. He didn't give a rat's tail. I think he maybe liked that even more, which was even worse. So, but yeah, he's definitely the little Houdini act. I feel like he's an agent. I don't know if you guys believe in that stuff. Tell me if you've experienced where someone, you turn your back and they vanish. Like, how does that happen? How? Is that normal? Is that like a thing? Like that some people are that advanced spiritualists where they just, you don't see them, you no trace of their back, you can't see their back. Like I feel like that's like a weird thing. Couldn't see this person, I didn't see this person's back. Every time this person interacts, it feels unsafe. It's like my whole spirit feels very unsafe. And it's just like, it's almost like these people just pick us miles away. It's like you couldn't approach anybody else. It's like they see you, they know they have to come and be lurking on your energy, doing something, right? Creepy. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna do a separate reading. If you made it this far, you know, obviously we can share our own stories. Never go against your intuition, ever. I just had confirmation that I needed. This person is giving me bad juju vibes. I was so right for it. And imagine I do any kind of transaction. I told them too, I said, you're the kind of person that any exchange has many strings attached. And I said, I don't want nothing to do, like, sounds rude. I said, I don't want nothing. I don't need you to buy my drink. I don't need nothing from you. Block so quickly, because this person actually made me even so much as think. It's like, I was like, yeah, like maybe I am a little rude, maybe I am being obnoxious right now. No, it was this person trying to get me to lower my guard. Like, this person was like, yeah, like I could have easily just been your friend, like I'm interested in you're doing all these cool things, like I know people, and I'm like, why is he so persistent? Anyway, this is what I have for you. It was a little story time. I don't know if you made it this far, but take care of yourselves. And yeah, this is, I don't know if someone here is telling me, like I just felt someone's thought is like, oh, you should carry pepper spray and da. I should. I really should carry a weapon of a sorts. Like, you know, safety girl things. I should invest. I just felt someone thinking of that. Like, why don't you carry something like that around? Yeah, here it's not typical that something happens to someone, you know, in broad daylight. But like, definitely, like I don't go out alone at night. But like, this is like broad daylight amongst a lot of people. But even then, you know, even then, I wouldn't go anywhere alone at night by myself. But out here it's quite uncommon. Like, we're a very small population, but again, you never know. So take care of yourselves and look out for a reading. All right, bye.